The best public offer Chase Sapphire Preferred has ever run is on its way out to the door. And if you've been sitting on the fence, this is the week you stop sitting.
Or the week you do the math and decide it's still not for you. Both are fine answers.
That's the spirit. It's Sunday, July 19th. This is Points Wire, your daily rundown on points, miles, and travel deals. I'm Alex, that's Sam, and we've got 5 stories today. Let's start with the headline. Both 1 Mile at a Time and Miles to Memories are reporting that the Chase Sapphire Preferred is carrying a 100,000-point welcome bonus, and both are flagging it as ending soon. Miles to Memories called it the best ever public offer for the card. The annual fee is $95.
Okay, so 2 independent outlets on this one, which is better sourcing than we usually get on a bonus story. Let me do the value math, though. Miles to Memories pegged 100,000 points at $1,250 or more when you book through Chase Travel. That's the 1.25 cent multiplier the Preferred gives you on portal bookings. But the real number depends entirely on whether you transfer those points out to airline and hotel partners instead.
Which is where the upside lives.
Right, and that's my caveat. $1,250 is the floor, not the ceiling. But it's also the number you get without doing any work. If you're not going to learn transfer partners, budget for the floor. And the other thing nobody puts in the headline, there's a minimum spend requirement attached to every welcome offer. Verify what it is and whether you can hit it with normal spending. Manufacturing spend to chase a bonus is how people lose money on these.
Fair. Who's this actually for, in your read?
Someone with no recent Chase card openings, decent credit, and real travel or dining spend. Notably not someone who already has a Sapphire card. Chase generally won't let you hold both Sapphire products at once. Check your own situation before you apply.
Speaking of applying, there were 2 data points on ARC Air credit cards this weekend that cut in opposite directions. One user posted about being approved for the Sapphire Preferred at 19 years old, with a $10,000 limit, citing a decent credit history and an existing Chase relationship. Another poster reported a straight denial for the same card.
And this is exactly why I get twitchy about approval data points. Those are 2 anonymous self-reports. They tell you approval is possible and denial is possible, which, yes, we knew. What's actually useful in them is the pattern. The approval mentioned an existing Chase banking relationship. That shows up over and over in Chase approval threads. It's not a rule Chase publishes, it's a folk observation. Treat it as such.
Second story, and this one's a genuinely useful mechanic. There's a thread on r/Chase Sapphire laying out the full terms and conditions of the Chase Travel Price Match Guarantee. The short version: if you make a prepaid hotel booking through Chase Travel and then find the same room cheaper elsewhere, Chase will refund the difference in the room rate.
And separately, a Sapphire subreddit poster reported actually getting one approved, including on a stay booked through The Edit, which is Chase's curated luxury hotel collection. That's a success data point, single report.
Which matters because the Edit bookings come with their own perks, property credits, breakfast, that kind of thing. So price matching one means you keep the perks and pay less.
Assuming the perks survive. That's the open question, and someone on the Sapphire Reserve subreddit asked it directly. Does a price match refund claw back the Edit or IHG statement? Credits? The thread's take was that it probably doesn't. Probably. That's a forum guess, not a Chase policy statement, and I'd want more than one report before I built a booking strategy on it.
Noted. And the flip side of price matching, another Sapphire Reserve poster said booking 5 nights at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas ran $880 more through Chase Travel than booking direct.
Which is the whole reason the price match guarantee exists. Portal pricing is frequently worse. The lesson isn't don't use the portal, it's always price the direct booking first, then decide whether the portal perks and the price match cover the gap. Sometimes $880 of gap is not coverable.
Story 3. Miles to Memories reports that Chase's targeted My Bonus quarterly spending offers are back, with earning potential up to 10 times points depending on the offer.
Targeted is doing heavy lifting in that sentence. 10x is the top of a range, and ranges like this usually have a lot more people at the bottom than the top. but the check costs you nothing. Log in, look at your offers, see what you actually got. Just don't reorganize your spending around an offer you haven't confirmed is on your account.
Quick one. And I like this one because it's free money you might already be leaving on the table. A post on RRR's Chase. Sapphire flagged that the Sapphire Reserve's Peloton credit works on the Strength Plus app. You don't need the bike. The poster said they used it to replace a paid fitness app subscription.
That's a nice hack, and I'll actually just endorse it. It's a credit you're already paying for in the annual fee. Using it on a $15 app instead of letting it expire is strictly better than nothing. Verify the credit terms on your own account, but the downside here is basically zero.
Last story, and it's a clock. Dan's Deals reports that Citi is running a 50% transfer bonus to Accor, and it's the final day. The transfer goes at a 1 to 0.75 ratio.
So here's my problem with that framing. And it's not Dan's Deal's fault, it's how Accor works. Accor points are worth a fixed roughly 2 euro cents each, and Citi's base transfer ratio to Accor is poor. A 50% bonus on a bad ratio is still a mediocre ratio. Run the actual math on the specific stay you want before you transfer, because transfers are one-way and irreversible.
And if you're a Sapphire holder listening to this, Citi points aren't your currency anyway.
Correct, and that's the honest answer. This one's for Citi holders with an Accor stay already in mind and nobody else. 1 Mile at a Time also flagged a 20% Citi transfer bonus to Air France KLM Flying Blue, and their own headline asked whether it's worth it, which tells you they weren't sure either.
Healthy skepticism from the source. That's rarer than it should be.
It's the only kind worth reading.
That's the show. Sam, take us out.
This show is for information and entertainment only. It is not financial advice. Terms, offers, and transfer ratios change fast. And several of today's stories came from single-forum posts rather than official announcements. So verify everything on your own account before you act on it. Links to every source are in the show notes. Thanks for listening to Points Wire.